Hi, I'm Liz, and welcome back to Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch for Flosstube episode 44. Hi friends, welcome back to me and to you. Hi. I know I'm gonna start this video with way too much energy and then forget everything I'm gonna say and get too excited, and I still have a tiny bit of nasally congestion. Otherwise I'm feeling fine, but you know, so if I sound a little weird and if there's edits for coughing and sneezing, and I also can't make myself laugh in this video because then you'll hear the congestion. What's a girl to do? All I do is make myself laugh. I'll be serious in this video. Welcome. Let's talk about cross stitch. It's not gonna work. Okay. I need to stop being silly. Hi, I'm back. I don't know how to film anymore. I did post a video 2 weeks ago while we were in Chicago, just like a little what I brought with me to stitch on. Some of it got stitched on, some didn't. Started a new project on vacation. That was exciting. So yeah, I'm back. I got back last Saturday with a crazy head cold. I started feeling sick Friday while we were in Michigan. Now I'm gonna have to pause for water because I can already feel I'm gonna start coughing. Yeah, anyway, so I started kind of like feeling some kind of nasal, you know, congestion and stuff on Friday while we were there. And then we flew home on Saturday and I just made it my mission. I was like, don't cough on the plane. Don't freak people out. But then by the time we got home Saturday night and Sunday, I was just, you know, a coughing, sneezing mess. And so I did go get COVID tested, even though I'm fully vaccinated, and of course it was negative, so it's just some other kind of cold virus. But anyways, yeah, that's been this past week. I had to jump right back into work on Monday, feeling sick, which was not fun. But I made it through the week, and now we're in the middle of a 3-day weekend. Hey! So happy Memorial Day to everybody in the US. Yeah, I hope everybody's having a good weekend. We have people coming over tomorrow for a little barbecue and hopefully a swim, although it's rained like every single day here for the last 3 weeks, and I don't think there's a rain chance tomorrow, but it's looking pretty cloudy, so we'll see if we actually swim, but at least we'll barbecue. So yeah, I think I'm just going to jump into what I have to show you and then talk about like my trip and what I got up to, like as I show you things. I don't know. I don't really have a plan. I made notes, you know, like I'm a planner, but I like really didn't kind of outline what I was going to say about my trip. So I'll just talk about it as I show you all the things I had to show you, which is a lot. So I'm going to get started. Okay. First thing that I want to show you is an FFO of Oh Joyous Day. So I think in the last video I filmed, I really should have gone back and watched it. I'm pretty sure that's when I showed you this as a finish. And then I had gone and ordered the frame, or maybe it was 2 videos ago. I'm not gonna remember. But anyways, I had finished stitching this a few weeks ago, and I went and ordered a frame from Michael's, and I got the frame the day before we left on vacation, so I didn't have time to frame it before we left, but I framed it when we got home, and here it is. Oh, I love this so much. Guys, I cannot could not be happier with how this frame turned out. Sorry for the ring light. It's a big one. I'll hold it back a little bit more. And then I'll give you some close-ups of the frame. So this is Oh Joyous Day by Blackbird Designs, stitched on 36 count Legacy by Picture This Plus with all of the called for floss. And I'm gonna go ahead and give you a close-up of the frame. It is, I'll put the details of like the actual SKU numbers of the frame down in the description box, but it's like an outside frame and a little beaded fillet. And I think I mentioned to you guys when I picked out the frame in my last video that I accidentally picked the exact same combination for my All Joys for Thine, which I think is hilarious. And so it's a great frame combination. So feel free to borrow it because I've already borrowed it from myself. So yeah, I didn't take a video of me framing this because it was earlier in the week when I wasn't feeling not great and I just kind of wanted to sit down and do it. And then one funny thing, so when I was closing up the back of the frame, and by closing up the back I mean like once I've pinned my piece to the foam board, and let me start over. I'm getting so ahead of myself. Oh, a foggy brain. Okay. So let me talk about this frame. I went to Michael's. I went to their frame counter at Michael's, and I picked out this molding and this fillet, and I ordered the frame, the glass, and the foam board. But I did not leave my cross stitch with them. I told them I want to mount it, just build me the frame. And so I think I've told you guys about that before. I do that. That's like one of my favorite things to do to get a really custom look, but it saves a little bit of money at Michael's to not have them mount your cross stitch. I think it saved $25. And for me, it just saves my peace of mind because you kind of like at kind of a big box store, I think you can just get very different levels of expertise in like terms of who's going to actually be framing your cross stitch. Somebody who really knows what they're doing, like one of the women who works at Michael's, and I know she knows what she's doing. But then there's like a lovely, but you know, like 21-year-old boy who works at that frame counter that I'm like, sorry, sir, I don't want you framing my cross stitch. Maybe that's judgmental on my part, but for my own peace of mind, I know that I like the way I mount my cross stitch, so I just do it myself. And I know that's not for everybody, but that's how I save a little bit of money and just like my own sanity because I can get it exactly how I want it. So that's what I did. I went and ordered the frame. I got the museum glass. They put spacers in it for me, and I brought it all home and then mounted the cross stitch. And so then back to where I kind of jumped ahead. I wanted to close up the back, and normally I would use this craft paper, and I kind of have like a roll of craft paper wrapping paper, and I like put double stick tape on the back of the frame and roll the paper down to seal up the back before I put the mounting hardware on. And so yesterday, in preparation for this video, I was like, oh, I need to seal up the back so I can, you know, it's all completely finished and I can show it off. But I realized I was out of my craft paper wrapping paper, and I wasn't going to go out to the store. It was like 8 p.m. and I was already, you know, in pajamas. So I dug through my wrapping paper stash for the next like thickest wrapping paper I had, like sturdiest, to use as the backing. And the only one I had that was going to work is this wedding wrapping paper. And anyways, there's a party in the back of this frame and I love it. Oh yeah, and then I added my D-rings and my wire to mount it. But anyways, I just thought that was really funny. It's like so kind of like prim and antique and, you know, just girly on the front and then party on the back. So anytime this gets taken off the wall or somebody peeks behind there, they'll get a fun little surprise. So I feel like I talked about this one way too much. Anyways, this is Oh Joyous Day. It's my all-time favorite right now. I love this so much. I cannot recommend this chart enough. Blackbird is my favorite. They're my comfort stitching. I cannot believe I get to meet them in September at Quilter Station. I'm beyond excited for that retreat, and hopefully I can just nod and smile when I meet them and not just be like, oh my God, I love you. So anyways, that's a joyous day. Okay, so I had 2 finishes over these past few weeks. I kind of hoped it would be more so I could be like, look at all these finishes. But that's okay. It didn't happen. I mean, I stitched on vacation every night, but you know, some nights I got like 30 minutes to an hour and some nights I had like 2 or 3. But you know, it wasn't as much as like my normal at-home stitching time, obviously. But I did finish some things. The first one though is not cross stitch. It's a quilt. Oh yes. If you follow me on Instagram, you probably saw that I was at the Long Arm Quilter yesterday and I finished my quilt. Oh my gosh. Of course I'll insert some pictures because it's a king and I can't hold the whole thing up right here. But I am going to cuddle it while I talk to you about it. So I took it to my long arm quilting studio. It's called Over the Top Quilting in Cedar Park, and they have like 5 or 6 long arm machines that you can rent time on. And so I rented time on the big Millie 30, which is a big cool machine, and it holds a king size quilt. I think actually all of their frames hold a king size quilt, but whatever. It's got the most like throat space, which if you're a quilter, you know what that means. Anyways, it's great. It's a dream machine. I love it. That's my favorite one to rent. And I loaded up my quilt and I did a Baptist fan pattern, which I did it really subtle. Like I didn't want the quilting to stand out. I wanted, you know, kind of like my patchwork and the fabrics to stand out, because it's like kind of why I chose all of these fabrics. And so the only thing is I couldn't finish it last night because I realized I didn't have enough fabric for binding. So I'm gonna have to buy some more fabric so I can attach my binding and call it an FFO and actually start using it on my bed. But yeah, I love this quilt so much, and I already snuggled with it yesterday afternoon for like a little afternoon, not nap. I don't think I ever really fell asleep, but Ginger and I snuggled up under this quilt yesterday after I got home and had it all trimmed up. So yeah, let me see the details on the quilt. So all of the fabrics are by Laundry Basket Quilts, Edit a Sitar, and it's the Secret Stash Warm Fat Quarter Bundle that I used to create this quilt. And this quilt is a pattern called Chamomile Quilt by Woodbury Way, and I'll of course link all of the information down in the description box. And what else about this quilt? I don't know. I think that's all the important details. Chamomile quilt pattern, the fabric name. I used a Baptist fan quilt pattern on it, and I took a couple little videos of me quilting it that I'll put in here so you can see. I used a computerized pattern, so I picked the pattern, I set how I wanted the pattern to look on my quilt, and then I quilted as rows, and so the machine does the work, and then I do the setup and the, you know, I don't know, all the maintenance. Like you kind of, you know, you do each row and then you have to reset up for a new row and measure and do all, anyways, so the machine does the work, but I help it out. So that's what I was kind of showing videos of yesterday in my Instagram stories. And it only took me about 3.5 hours, maybe about 3 hours to quilt this yesterday, which was wild. I thought it was going to be like 4 or 5 because it's a king size and it's the biggest quilt I've ever done. But this Baptist fan pattern, because I didn't do it super dense. Let me see if I can show you. Yeah, so there's about an inch and a half between my fan lines because I wanted this to be just like super soft. It's a real thin batting and I just wanted it to be, I mean, just soft. I don't know, just like cozy. And so I used just kind of like a wider set quilting, and I wanted like kind of a traditional quilt pattern to kind of match the traditional vibe of the quilt. And yeah, so anyways, that's my chamomile quilt, my new bed quilt that I'm super excited about. And once I get the binding on and take some pictures of it on the bed, I'll probably share it on Instagram and maybe in my next video. Well, I don't know how soon I'll be able to get the fabric for the binding. I'll share it when it's done. So that's my quilt. Okay, so I also had a cross stitch finish this past few weeks, and I was able to finish Berry Days at Thistledown Farms by Brenda Gervais with Thy Needle and Thread. I showed this to you guys in my hotel room because I was like, it's almost done, I can finish it. I didn't finish it on the trip, but I did finish it when I got home. And here's my finish. And I absolutely love it. I can't remember what I stitched this on. I think it looks like a mallow linen by Zweigart, a 36 count. Pretty sure it's mallow. And I used all of the called for colors, which I think were all fancy floss except for one DMC. And yeah, I'm super excited with it. I think I'm gonna finish it into a big pillow. I haven't actually decided yet. It shows it finished on this super cute box, but I think I might do mine as a pillow, so we will see. This pattern also comes with a little needle book chart. The front and back, it's kind of an open, or the pictures of it open. And I really want to do the needle book at some point too. I was watching Laura and Brenda yesterday, and Laura had started the little needlebook version of this, and I was like, oh yeah, I forgot that was included in the chart, so I'll definitely have to do the needlebook at some point. But for now, I finished the big chart. Okay, so now I'm going to show you all the other whips that I worked on the past few weeks, which it's not as many as I thought. I kind of, not monogamous, but I kind of worked on things for a long time. So one of those, the week before I left, this is the only thing I stitched on that entire week, I'm pretty sure. Wildflowers by the Blue Flower, which is just gorgeous. And also, I commented this on her Instagram, but I'm gonna need Janine to stop designing new things because I want to stitch all of them and I don't have enough time. I know it's my problem, not hers, but have you seen her new releases? They're so good. They're really, really good. So I need to get this one done, and then I need to get Tutor Bee done, and then Tutor Swan, and then I need the new strawberries and birds. Oh. There's too many good charts right now. There's too many good ones. Okay. What a problem to have, right? Like, just too much gorgeousness. Here is my progress on wildflowers. Oh, I love this so much, and I'm really getting so close to the end. Probably just like 2 or 3 more days of stitching, maybe? So, ooh. I am stitching this on, oh gosh, was this straw? No. I forgot to bring my iPad in here that has all my whip information. I should probably go get that before I continue. 1 second. Okay, back. Okay, so I am stitching this one. Ow. I just always tuck my needle into the fabric, and then that just inevitably leads to me stabbing myself, so I probably should figure out a better system. Anyways, Wildflowers is being stitched on 40 count parchment by Weeks, which is a really lovely kind of yellowy cream color. And I'm using all of the called for DMC colors, and I love it. Okay, and then next I worked on Stitchy Stars. So I brought this to be my plain project because it's on 28 count and easy to see and just like color blocks. The only problem was that I didn't really want to stitch on the plain. So I stitched on this a little bit on vacation and a little bit when I got back. And I now have 4 of my blocks completed. And I think it looks so cute. So I'm over halfway. I think I have 3 left. Yep. And I'm stitching this on 28 count Zweigart wheat linen. And I'm using the called for overdyed floss pack that I got from Fat Quarter Shop. And I just think this is so stinking cute, and I can't wait to get it done and hanging in my craft room somewhere. So I know I haven't been here, but we do still have the stitch along going for it, which is hashtag Stitchy Stars Sal, and I follow the hashtag, so I see all of you guys who are stitching it and posting your progress, and everyone is so much farther ahead than me, and so many people have finished it. But my goal is to have this done by July 4th, so I'm gonna keep chugging along and finish the last 3, and yeah, that's my Stitchy Stars. Okay, this next one I took on my trip as well, and it is Strawberry Fields Forever by Blackbird Designs. And I just did a little bit on this one, but I will show it to you. Here is my progress. So I think I just worked more on the gate and the house, like filling in the house. So I'm stitching this on 32 count Confederate Gray by Weeks, which is the called for fabric. I happen to have the 32 count in stash, which is why I was like, let me just do it on 32. And because this chart's pretty small, it's like 10 something by 1 something. I mean, it's 95 by 138, so it's pretty small. So I was like, let me do it on 32 so it doesn't come out like teeny tiny, you know. And I am stitching along with Kathleen, Situation Normal, and Merritt Crawford, so just because, for their hashtag Strawberry Pickin' 21 Sal. So yeah, I wanted to make a little bit more progress on this, and hopefully I will continue to do so over the summer, because I do love this one so much. I did change the floss colors for the bricks, and I have posted that before, but I will go find it and I will post my floss color conversion in the description box below if you're interested. So that is my Strawberry Fields Forever. Okay, so then next up I had a new start. And this is a chart I got in the mail before I left on vacation, and I was like, let me just take it with me. Maybe I'll kit it up at one of the stores I visit. And I did. So I went to House of Stitches in LaPorte, Indiana, and I'll talk about that more when we get to haul, about like the actual visit, but I did kit this up. Well, I just needed the floss. I had brought fabric for it, and the chart in question is Plum Street Samplers, the Equality Sampler. And so I know this has just started going to shops, so the reason I got it a few weeks early is because Paulette Stewart let us, by us, I mean members of Farm Girl's Patreon. I'm a patron of Farm Girl. She let us pre-order through her Patreon. So I just got this a few weeks early. But I think it's now like in stores and stuff. So yeah, so I got this, and actually while I'm talking about that, I also got her one of her new Christmas designs, which is called Flirting, which is Santa and Mrs. Claus, a very dapper, actually it's not. Is it Mrs. Claus? Never mind. I don't think it is. This whole time I thought it was, but now I'm looking at him and it looks like a pilgrim, so never mind. But it's 2 people on deer and they're flirting. Don't ask me what things are. Anyways, these are the 2 charts I had pre-ordered from Paulette. And so I went ahead and while on vacation got all the floss and just decided to do a hotel room start of the Equality Sampler, and I love it so much. So let me show you what I started. Here's my little start. And I shouldn't say little because that's a lot of stitching so far. And guys, there is so much over 1 in this design. And I don't love over 1, but I'm gonna do it because I love this design so much. So I've started my first over 1 word, and I started by deciding, oh, let me do tent stitch, you know, just like a half cross over 1. And then I was like, no, that doesn't look good. So then I had to go back and fill in. So you can see the I-O-N have all been double crossed, and the T is just a half cross, so I need to go back in and finish that T. But I finished the eagle and started the little vine of berries or apples or whatever he's holding. And yeah, so, you know, I started over here. I think I'm missing 2 of the colors. So I need to get those before I can make much more progress. Well, I mean, I can keep working on it, but you know, I like to have all my colors available so I can kind of not skip things as I work through the chart. But, yeah, that's what I worked on most nights in the hotel, just because it was new and exciting and that's what I wanted to work on. So I am stitching mine on a new to me color of fabric. It's called Mayflower Mocha by R&R. It's 36 count Mayflower Mocha, and I'm using all of the called for DMC and fancy floss that she calls for here. And I think it calls, yeah, the called for color was vintage homespun, and I looked at that color at House of Stitches. She didn't have a big enough piece for me to buy the 36 count vintage homespun, but it was super close to the Mayflower Mocha, and this is what I had brought with me thinking I would stitch it on, and so I just went ahead and started it on my fat quarter of Mayflower Mocha. So yeah, that's my new start. I love this one so much. Okay. And then the last thing that I worked on over the last few weeks is another Plum Street Samplers. And this one I started a couple of months ago and then only worked on like for a few hours and then put it aside. And I earlier this week was digging through my stash thinking, what do I want to work on? I kind of wanted to get out Sally Spencer or like a fun, like kind of small sampler. And I opened up this bag by mistake thinking it was Sally Spencer, and instead it was Labor for Learning. And I was like, oh yes, this one. So sorry, Sally Spencer, I'll come back to you. But I worked on Labor for Learning. And here is where I got with that one. I just absolutely love the design and the colors of this. It's what drew me to it. It's not a new chart. I think it's from 2015, it says. 2015, yeah. So, but I just saw it. I think I just bought this like a few months ago. I just love it so much. And it's really not too big. It's like 100 by 100 or something. 108 by 118. So very reasonable, cute little sampler size. And yeah, that's the progress I made on the past few nights working on this. And I'm stitching mine on 36 count Nougat by Seraphim Fabrics. I think this one also calls for vintage or classic homespun by R&R, but I don't seem to have any of that, so that's okay. But I started mine on 36 count Nougat, which is lovely. So yeah, all the call for floss. I'm forgetting what I've said and what I haven't said. My brain. Oh, I haven't talked to anyone this. Well, no, that's not true. I had to talk at work. And it was mostly apologizing for sniffling through calls. Whatever. Okay. That's what I worked on this week. Okay, so that's everything that I worked on this past week. Not week, 3 weeks. And I have a lot of plans. I have a lot now, like, you know, now like you get home and I'm just like, I don't know, I want to start everything. I haven't. I only started the equality sampler, but I have a lot of things I want to start. I'll show you some of those things in haul. I have a birthday coming up, so I'm like, birthday start. I'm also like, just start it just because start. So I've got a lot of stuff going on there. What am I even talking about? I don't know. This portion of the video is going to be more about my trip, haul, meeting up with Laura, Maud and Mozart from Brenda and the Serial Starter herself, which was so fun. And I also have giveaways because I need to tell you guys who won the giveaway from last week. Why do I keep saying last week? I need to stop that. From last video. I have those 2 giveaways, and then I have some more fun stuff to give away. And I got some happy mail, and anyways, the rest of this video is just going to be me yapping and showing you all kinds of cool stuff. So I'm gonna start with my Fat Quarter Shop haul that came in while I was gone. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so I'm like a real sucker for the Fat Quarter Shop clubs, and I belong to several of them. So I belong to the Fine Floss Club, and this was the May collection of needlepoint ink silks, Wild Watermelon, which I feel like is just, oh my gosh, this is perfect. Yeah, so I got that while I was gone. And then I also belong to their Mocha Fat Quarter Bundle Club, and this is the Happy Days Petite Fat Quarter Bundle. And it's just 12 of these absolutely gorgeous fat quarters. So those were my club shipments that came in. And then the other haul are the 2 cross-stitch stores that I got to visit. So we went to Chicago for 2 days, or 2 nights, and then on Monday, I don't know what day it was, we drove from Chicago to South Bend, Indiana. And on our way, we stopped at House of Stitches in LaPorte, Indiana, which I had heard so much about from all of you guys. And you were right. It's amazing, amazing, amazing. And the even more amazing thing is that when I walked in the door, the woman who owns the store said, "Are you Elizabeth Ann?" And I was like, what? Yes. It's a very weird feeling to have somebody like just know who you are. And the only reason she knew who I was is because Belinda, the lovely Belinda, had called up and asked to, or maybe she'd gone in the store, I can't remember, but she had left a gift card for me with the owner and saying, when Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch comes in, give her this gift card. And that was the nicest thing that's ever happened to me walking into a store. That was so great. Thank you. You did not have to do that. It was so appreciated. I could not believe it. It immediately got spent. So should I show you guys what I bought at House of Stitches? Because I bought some really fun stuff. Let me grab the bag. This is my bag of stuff. Crinkle, crinkle. Let me get all this stuff out actually before I annoy you all to death. Okay. So I finally got my hands on this book, The Ultimate Sampler Motifs. I love this so much, and I had seen everyone on Flosstube talking about this and showing this book off, and it just always seemed to be in and out of stock everywhere I was looking for it. And I walked into House of Stitches and it was just sitting up on the counter, like a new stack of them, and I was like, yep, I'm gonna put one of those in my bag. So this is by Brenda Keyes, and I can't really show you the inside, except it's just pages of pages of black and white motifs. Just every single motif you could ever think of from a sampler is in this book. And all I want to do now is design my own personal sampler. Do I have time to do that? No. Is it all I want to do? Yes. So if I ever get like a 6-week sabbatical from work, designing my own sampler is at the top of my list. So I picked up that. And then I got this chart that I've always loved, and I just had to have it. Not always, it just came out like this year. I'm hyperbolic right now. Holiday Home Berries by Erica Michaels. They're just so cute. I'm obsessed with these Erica Michael berries. And I actually don't even know, no, I've stitched one. I stitched a Christmas one last year, but I have like 4 or 5 of her strawberry charts that I need to stitch. I just love a little strawberry. So, and also, like, look at the little toppers. I need to get some of those. I'm sure those are like just another Button Company pen minis. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Anyways, got that. I got some little bits of trim, some Dames of the Needle, like mini chenille colors, and some Lady Dot pom-poms in a color I hadn't seen before. So I got some little trims and things. And then, so do you guys remember around Expo when Liz Matthews was showing off her beautiful new releases? She had the butterfly cloche, and she showed how you could finish butterflies into the paperweights, like the cross-stitch paperweights, and I was like, genius. But I also was like, I don't know where to get that. I Googled, I couldn't really find. Well, at House of Stitches, they had 2 options. I don't know if this is something they order or if this is just like an older I don't know, but give them a call and see what they can do, because I believe this is the exact one that Liz had showed with her butterfly inside of it. So I grabbed this kind of just rounded rectangle one, and it's like heavy duty. Glass paperweight with self-stick insert and backing. So next on my list is to get a copy of that butterfly cloche pattern, because you know I'm going to stitch a butterfly in there. And then this one is a different brand, and it's a lot lighter weight, but it says it's a coaster, but that's not a coaster. But again, you can put your cross stitch, you know, in from the back. So yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. And there is a significant price difference. This one was only $6 and this one was $16. So this one definitely feels like the higher quality in terms of like weight and heftiness, but I don't know. They had 2 of them and I was like, when am I going to see these again? So I bought these 2. That was exciting. And then I got some fabric. I got 3 fabrics. 3 fabrics. That's not how you say that, but that's how I'm saying it. I got a new to me dyer, and this dyer is local to Indiana, and it's called We Will Dye For You, and they had some really pretty fabric. So I got a 36 count sandstone, which is just a really, really pretty neutral. And then I got a 40 count cashmere by We Will Dye For You. Here, I'll hold them up so you can see the difference in the colors. Sandstone and cashmere. So I just thought these were super pretty. Pretty much, I mean, good for anything. I don't know what I'm going to use them for yet, but I love them. So I got those. And then I got a 36 count Lakeside clay pot, just because it's just so like pinky earthy. I don't know. Again, I don't know what I'm going to do with this. I got a whole fat quarter. So I got a lot of it. Sometimes I just see fabric and I just buy it and I have no idea, but someday I'll figure it out, right? Ugh, okay. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And then they had this freebie by Praiseworthy Stitches. And it says House of Stitches on it, so it must be for them to give away. I'll just kind of hold it back. But if you're in House of Stitches, this is a really gorgeous freebie. So make sure you grab a copy of that when you're in there. Okay, so that was House of Stitches. And then that was on Monday. And then cut to Saturday. So Saturday is the day we were leaving to go back home. And we were in South Bend, Indiana on Friday night and Saturday morning. And we had to check out of our hotel by noon on Saturday. And our flight had gotten pushed to 7 p.m. and it was going to take us about 2 hours to get from our hotel to the airport in O'Hare. Well, obviously we don't need to get to the airport 5 hours early. So we went to lunch after we checked out of our hotel and went and said bye to his family. And we were sitting at the restaurant, and I was like, oh, I think we have time to go to Inspired Needle in Lamont, Illinois on the way to O'Hare. And I had been DMing a little bit with Laura earlier in the week because she saw that I was in downtown Chicago and I was going to House of Stitches, and she was like, oh my gosh, I want to go, but I have to work. Anyways, and I was like, let me just message her like very last minute. And I was like, hey Laura, I think I might be at Inspired Needle around 3 p.m. Any chance you want to come meet me? And she was watching the Indy 500 qualifiers and was like, I don't know if I can tear myself away. And I was like, I get it. I'm the same way with like basketball playoffs. I've been watching a lot of basketball. Anyways, so I think they had like some sort of break or something. She's like, yes, I'm going to come meet you. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. So I'll put the picture we took here where we were giddy with excitement. We had so much fun. It was just us wandering around the store asking each other, oh, do you like this? Or what about this? Or, ooh, look at this. And looking at models and talking to Nancy and her sister who were in the shop. And it was great. We were in there for about a half hour or so. And then we had to get on the road to the airport. But it was so much fun to just have like a little cross-stitchy break in the middle of our travel day. And Laura is just as like cool and friendly and sweet and fun in person as you think she'll be. Like, she is just how she is on her videos. So that was really great. And yeah, thank you, Laura, for letting me excitedly babble at you. And she also made me laugh because she was like, you're so tall. I was like, yes, I get that a lot. So anyways, you want to see what I bought at Inspire Needle? It actually wasn't too much, but because we were just like wandering and chatting. And so I ended up not buying that much, but I got some cool stuff. Okay. So the first thing I saw and I was like, yes, because I had forgotten to pre-order it. And I knew it was like a limited availability thing. And it was the Happy Birthday America Brenda Gervais kit. And so it's like a little cake stand drum thing. And they had one kit left and it's got all the little bits and pieces in it, including the fabrics you need, the trims. I think it just has everything except the floss. So I just have to find I think I have most of these. So I got that little Brenda Gervais kit while I was there. And then I also got this Red, White, and Bloom. And is it Carol Mundell or Carol Crago? I get you two ladies confused with your names. I think it's Carol Mundell, right? Anyways, I know somebody's stitching this on Instagram who I follow. And it's so cute. It's the little Red, White, and Bloom Brenda Gervais smalls. And I love these kind of like little distressed stars and bowl filler type things. So I want to stitch one or two of these and do like, you know, a little pillow bowl. Okay. And then I got some fabrics. One of the things that Laura and I talked about at Inspire Needle is how much we love Liz Matthews. Love her, and how much we want to be her. And we could never design cross stitch because we just try to copy Liz Matthews. So we had Liz Matthews on the brain, and she had just released her her new charts, and that fourth day of Christmas, Joy to the World, I just like mouth open. I don't know exactly what it is. I know it's the little music notes and the holly leaves. I love it so much. And so I know that those charts call for 40 count fog, and they had a piece at Inspire Needle. So I snatched up some 40 count fog, and they had a new to me, well, I've heard of it before, but I've never stitched on it. And it's Fox and Rabbit. And I got the color Winter Wren. Winter Wren. And this is also a 40 count. So this is like a super dark brown. Yeah, it's like really true to color. So I have no idea what I'm going to do with it. I just saw it and loved it, and I bought it. And that's what happens when I shop. Saw it, bought it, love it. Apologies, I keep having to pause to cough. This video is going to be so choppy. Talking just, like, I felt fine before I started filming, but as soon as I start talking, I think, whatever. Having a cold is fun. Okay, so the last thing that I got at Inspire Needle was I decided to kit up all the floss for a new project. And I think this is what's going to be my birthday start, if I'm honest, or just a tomorrow because I'm on vacation start. I don't know. We'll see what happens. So I got all the floss for a project in this book. It's this one, the Summer Jubilee pattern that I'm sure you guys have seen. I think Carol Saltbox Stitcher has a finished one that is gorgeous. I think that's where I first saw it. Let's see if I can find a bigger picture in here. Maybe not. Oh no, here it is. Okay. There you go. I just love it. And I happen to have a piece of the called for fabric, which is 18th century Blackbird. right? 18th century Blackbird. Mine's in 40 count. I think the called for was originally 30, but I'm going to do it on 40 count. And I decided, let me get the called for floss. Look at all these crazy colors, which is kind of like crazy, right? But then you look at the design and it's gorgeous. So anyways, I kitted that up. That was the last thing I got at Inspired Needle. So I'm looking forward to having a start on that at some time soon-ish. We'll see. Okay, so that's all the stuff I bought on vacation. And I feel like I was pretty restrained, mostly because I had to make sure it fit in my suitcase. So I couldn't get too wild. Yeah, but I also got some happy mail while I was gone. Well, one came before I left and one came after. So let me share that with you real quick because this is some really fun stuff. So Carrie had left a comment on one of my Instagram posts, and I think I had talked about my mom stitching on Monaco, that I had dyed, and she was like, oh, I have a bunch of Monaco I'm not going to use. Would you like it, or would your mom like it? And I was like, yes, she would love it. So she had told me she was going to send me some Monaco she had from Fat Corner Shop and stuff. And I was like, okay. Well, she also sent a bunch of charts too. So first she sent me all these lovely pieces of Monaco. And I think there's a couple pieces of Ada, maybe. Is that Ada or is that Monaco? I think this one's Ada. But yeah, so awesome. A bunch of different fun colors. So I'll give these to Mom now that I've shown them off here. And then she sent me this lovely stack of awesome charts, including Silver Creek Samplers, my Christmas list that I already have. So I'm going to include this in a giveaway soon. But just super, super, super cute charts. So, thank you, Carrie, so much. It was such a fun treat to get in the mail. There's like, I mean, these are, I love these. I might have to get the rest of these. I love those little, heart and hand, what do they call these? Square dance. They do like Christmas, and she's doing a Halloween series now. So these are so cute. And of course, June for my birthday month, I got to do the June one. Yes, so that was my first Happy Mail package. Thank you, Carrie. And then my second Happy Mail package was actually a prize that I won. So if you follow Eclectic Possessions, Emily C. It's like, Emily, I just forgot your name briefly, flew out of my head. Emily, she did a fundraiser for Duck Derby for her, the group that she works for. She works for CASA. You can go watch her videos to hear all about it. It's a great organization. I've done a little bit of work with them through the volunteering side of my life. And I knew I wanted to donate because I like kind of give myself a budget each year for donations and stuff. And I was like, I'm going to spend it on Duck Derby. And I also had the incentive that I just wanted to win the grand prize of a Zoom hangout with Laura, Brenda, and Emily, and Nicole. My girl, Nicole. Nicole, if I'm ever in, where are you at? North Carolina? South Carolina? I'll figure it out. If I ever vacation there, you're going to be getting a DM from me. Just a heads up. Anyways, so I tried to be the ultimate grand prize winner. I bought a lot of ducks, but that's okay. I was not, but I did win a prize. So, I look at all this stuff I won. I won this gorgeous koi fish project bag with this super cute little koi fish pole. Oh my gosh. And then all kinds of just like charts and goodness. And I will show you some of it. Also, I have never had one of these before, but it's like one of those pretty little thread keeps where it's like, oh my gosh, it's like a little sewing tin. Sorry for the reflection, but you can put all your threads on these, which, you know, I love the rings anyways. That's how I store my stuff, but I've never had a pretty one. And there's this little one. And then Emily this year, bless her heart, let us pick our prizes. And she DM'd me when I was like just walking into a bar. And so I was like, hold on, let me get settled. And I was like, and I'm going to go look at the prizes. And so I had to pick kind of rushed, but oh my God, I love these so much. And I ended up picking this package because I saw it had some birds of a feather charts in them. And you know, I love birds of a feather. And look at this absolutely ridiculously adorable little birth sampler. Oh, so anyways, I just got, oh, and I love this one. I think, is it Quirks and Stitches? Jen Lee is doing this one. Somebody I follow is doing this one. Anyways, there are just all kinds of amazing charts in here. Oh, and a piece of fabric. What was this fabric? It's a silk weaver, 32 count fabric. So, I mean, there was just all kinds of good stuff in this prize package. And I just want to say thank you so much to Emily for, first off, the job you do, like as your career and what you do for children, at-risk children, and helping your community, because great job you. And thank you for all the work you put into organizing the prizes and the giveaway and getting everybody to jump in and contribute, because I think, how much did you say? It was like over 9,000 or 10,000? I can't remember now, but it was a lot of money. There's a lot of money raised by Stitchers, and just like bravo to everyone, because that's amazing. So I had a lot of fun participating. I'll be back next year coming for that top prize. You know I love to win. Or maybe you don't know that. I'm a competitive person. I love to win. So anyways, that was my Duck Derby prize that I got in the mail. That was very exciting. Okay, and then the last piece of Happy Mail. I got a DM from Fabric Flair, the company that makes cross-stitch fabric by screen printing, similar to what you'd see on like Vintage Country Mocha and fabrics like that. And I actually have a piece of their tumbleweed fabric that I'm stitching a project on that I got from Fat Quarter Shop that I love. And they reached out and said, oh, hey, you know, would you be interested if we sent you some fabric to try out? And I was like, yeah, I would love that. And so they asked me like what I like to stitch on and stuff. And I told them, you know, like 36 count and 40 usually. And I didn't even know they made 36 and 40, to be honest. So this was pretty exciting. So they sent me 5 pieces of really pretty fabric. And yeah, so let me show you what they sent me. So they sent me fat quarters. So they're all, you know, like this. And they're screen printed on one side and then just white on the other. So this piece, let me fold it back up so it's a little easier to see. Oh, I messed it up. Okay, so this one is like a pink Victorian lace pattern. And so it's just like a really soft, pretty pink with this kind of like background. And I feel like that would be so good for Christmas ornaments and things, because you know, well, maybe you don't know, but I love to stitch Christmas things on pink a lot. I just really like the way the red pops on the pink. So that's really pretty. They sent me this similar to the pink. It's like a yellow kind of wallpaper lace type look. And I think this one is a 36 count, they said. Yeah, a 36 count linen. And then this one is a 40 count powder blue. And I love that. So cool. And then I think this one's my favorite. This one is a 40 count denim dye effect. It's looking a lot more modeled on the camera than I think it does in person. I think it looks slightly more subtle in person, but I feel like this would be really cool for those cross-stitch patterns that call for black. So some of the Heart and Hand and no, Hands on Design, Hands on Design and Priscilla type charts. If you wanted to do it on like not a black, but yeah, so I feel like this would be really good for like Christmas stuff with white popping off of it. So yeah, I'm very excited. And this one also is a 40 count. So that's exciting. I did not know they had 40 count linen. So yeah. And then they also sent me this one, which they do not know me because I am a cat person, not a dog person. But I'm going to include it in today's giveaway because I feel like one of you guys out there will love this and probably has a Doberman Pinscher that you love. I am a cat lady, and if I stitched something on this, my cats would just rip it apart. But they do really cool, like novelty, you know, like kind of specialty fabrics, right? Like specific for like a project. Like you're not just going to stitch a Christmas ornament on this. But it's this big fat quarter, and it's like this paw print frame with like a subtle paw print background with a Doberman Pinscher on the bottom. So yeah, so they do all kinds of crazy stuff on fabric. And this one is a 36 count linen. So yeah, So that is all the fabric they sent me. I haven't stitched on any of, obviously, the new stuff they sent me, but I have worked on their 32 count tumbleweed linen that I got at Fat Quarter Shop, and I love it. It just feels like Vintage Country Mocha or something like that. So I'm excited to, you know, find projects that will, you know, work on this and use it in the future. So yeah, okay. I've talked so much. I wonder how long it's going to take me to get this video edited and uploaded. We'll see. Should we talk about giveaways? Because I had giveaways from last video, and then I have some to give to you this week. So let me give away last videos. Okay, so the giveaways I had on last week's video were courtesy of Carla from cobwebcorner.com, and I'll link that shop down below. She has lovely charts, lovely store, so go check her out. And I chose from her store to give to away. I had chosen from her store to give to you Forever. That's the keyword I gave you to use, is forever. It's actually called Reaping Love. But I decided I didn't want to read 3 weeks worth of comments about death and reap the Grim Reaper, so I made you use the word forever. And so the winner of this chart is Barb Collins. So Barb, send me an email or a DM and I'll get this chart mailed over to you. Okay, and so then the next chart that I had picked out for you guys is Sweet Summer Come Again by Blackbird Designs. And this is another one I really want to stitch sometime soon. And so the keyword was summer, and the winner of that one was Christine Pobocik? Christine, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna put your name up on the screen because I'm just now realizing I have no idea how to say your last name. Pobocik? I should probably just stop saying sounds, right? Okay, so thank you all who entered, and winners, please DM me or email me and I'll get you your charts. Okay, so for this week, I want to give away something I think is kind of fun. You may have seen, well, I mentioned it. I'm all over the place. Carrie, who sent me some lovely happy mail, included a copy of the Silver Creek Samplers, my Christmas list, and I have my own copy. I think came from Lori. Thank you all of you lovely people who send me lovely things. And my mom stitched it, and I haven't FFO'd it yet because, you know, it's not Christmas yet. But obviously I don't need 2 copies, so I want to give away a copy of this chart and all of my mom's leftover DMC. So this is all the colors you need. I can't promise that there's enough, but it looks like there is. But anyways, all of the DMC that goes with this chart. So if you want to win a copy of the chart and the DMC in a, you know, this format, I'm not going to tidy it. It's just going to look like this. You can curse my mom's name if it's all in a mess. Sorry, Mom. Let's see, what should the keyword be? Christmas list, both words, Christmas list. So if you want to be entered, just use the word Christmas list. So that'll be the giveaway for this week. And then the other giveaway, let me grab it, is going to be for this Fabric Flair fabric, because, you know, I'm not a dog person, so I'm not going to stitch on this. So I feel like there's probably at least one of you out there who loves Dobermans or loves dogs and wants this fabric. So if it ends up being one, congrats, you get it. But just in case there's a couple people who want this fabric, go ahead and use the word Doberman, and you'll be entered to win the 36 count linen from Fabric Flair. So those are the giveaways this week. What are the giveaway rules? Be a subscriber, like the video, and leave me a comment. That's it. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. With that, I think I'm gonna stop talking because I need to blow my nose. I need to eat something. I need to stop making myself laugh. And I need to somehow edit and upload this and hope it doesn't take all day. that's my Sunday plan. And I'm so happy we have tomorrow off. I hope everybody is having a great weekend. I'm so glad to be back. I will see you guys next Sunday. Thanks for watching. Bye.